Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kryptonite. So let's dive in.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Kryptonite. Today we have Jeff and Colton, and we're going to be reviewing the possibility for your company to accept crypto payments. And we're going to explore a site called Bitpay. So let me share the screen real quick, and we'll show you what it does.
And along with what Boris is going to show you guys today, I'm going to ask about 10 questions to Boris and Jeff today about some, transactions, how cryptocurrency works, etc. But first, I'm going to kind of let Boris show you how Bitpay works.
Okay. So Bitpay, very simple platform. They take all the headaches away from accepting cryptocurrency, Bitcoins. They accept several of the cryptocurrencies, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, BUSD, etc. So it's very user friendly. They have an app on the phone, so you can do it from your phone once you are registered. You can do it from the computer. And realistically, it helps you receive payments from any of your clients worldwide directly into your wallet. So that's the big advantage. The fee is very low. There's no setup fee. There are no monthly fees. The only thing you pay is 1% every time you do a transaction. So it's actually lower than Visa, MasterCard, or American Express, which usually those guys charge anywhere from 2 to 3%. And it makes it very easy to get paid and virtually instantaneous. That's the other, I think, big difference between this and accepting Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or receiving wire transfer, which take days to settle. Even an ACH inside the US takes at least one business day. Here, you send XRP, or if your client sends you XRP, it's going to be instantaneous.
Yeah, I've got an ACH that I initiated 2 days ago, and I'm still waiting for it to go through.
Yeah.
So it's and like you said, when it comes to international wires, you're looking at days sometimes for those to pass.
Yeah, and then on the top of that, the fees, because those wire transfers, sometimes they cost $50, $100, $200 to initiate. And on the top of that, your bank is never or rarely giving you the best, exchange rate. They take a commission on that too. So you're buying some US dollars and you need to send them in euros, and they're going to charge you, they're going to sell you those euros like, 5%, 10% more than what the actual rate is, the one you find, let's say, on Google when you ask what's the exchange rate between the US dollar and the euro. So that's once again the thing, because if you already have Bitcoin locally, or if your client already has Bitcoin locally and he sends you Bitcoin, well, when you receive that money, you can keep it in Bitcoin, or you can say, no, I'm going to change that Bitcoin, exchange that Bitcoin for US dollars, but you don't have to suffer the exchange rates. So that's, much better.
I think a question a lot of people have too is, why only 1% when everybody, all these other, institutions are charging, 2.9, 2.7, 3.5%, right? Depending on Visa, MasterCard, American Express, wire transfer, ACH, all of these things, right? And I think, it's important to clarify for people, the answer is pretty simple. You're really, with crypto and with these type of platforms, like Bitpay surrounding crypto, you're cutting out all of the institutional middlemen, right? That are taking a cut. and it's a more direct method of payment where you're saying, hey, there's really no need. A 1% fee is actually pretty hefty, considering that, it's just end-to-end transaction and done. And there's no, no one's making 0.2% here, 0.7 there, 1.5, it's just end-to-end, you're done. And that's also why I think the transactions are happening much quicker, because you don't have to have so many people in the middle, trying to take their cut and verifying and things like this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's no middleman. I mean, that's the whole point of the cryptos in general, is you cut out all the middlemen and the people that need to make money, like the banks and the credit card companies and all those things. And yeah, they give you rewards, and there are no rewards, really with a Bitpay, but you pay for those rewards at the end, because every year your card costs you a bunch of money. Whoever you buy from, they have to pay those, like you said, 2, 3, 4% transaction fees. And so therefore, whenever they sell you something and they say, how much we're going to sell this for? Oh, we're going to sell a lot online, so we better tag on an extra 3, 4% to cover the credit card costs, So at the end, you pay for all this. There's never anything free, So at least here, your business will be able to accept, and send payments. So it works, of course, both ways, and you'll be able to transact with everybody, whether they're right in your country or they are, in a different part of the world. It'll be very easy, and it'll be virtually instantaneous. So those are some of the businesses, they show, the businesses that are using this system. I mean, this is well trusted by major companies, worldwide. You see Newegg, which is a big distributor, Microsoft, I mean, enough said. So basically, big companies are using it. The cool thing is you can request payments. You can do it on your website, you can do it by email, you can do it in person. So it's really easy to use, and you have multiple ways of accepting those Bitcoins. So you can send an email requesting a payment from one of your clients who's in another country, and they click on the link, they make their payment, and after that it gets deposited automatically. So extremely easy to use, and you can also do bank deposits in 38 countries, settle in US dollars, euro, British pounds, and a few others. And so basically they're compatible with 38 countries as far as you bank. So let's say that you receive a bunch of Bitcoins, from your customers. And at some point you're like, you know what? I need some cash. I need some US dollar on my traditional bank accounts. So let me sell 1 or 2 Bitcoins and let me transfer those US dollars, directly deposit them into the company, into the company's bank account. Very easy. It will literally take no time, to be transferred. So that's another thing that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's important because, once anyone who tends to get into cryptocurrency, we tend to go like all the way, right? So it's like, the more and more you learn about crypto, it seems like, the more and more you become like, you could, I guess I'll say anti-bank, right? But the reality is, the world is still not caught up, to the relative small percentage of us who see the value in crypto and saying, hey, this is a better route. This is how I want my transactions to be done. This is where I want, my assets to be. A lot of the world is not caught up. So we still have to be realistic that, hey, at some point, so even if I'm doing everything this way and I believe this way, you're still going to have to at some point buy something, through a bank, at least for now.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so you're going to need some fiat money, fiat being US dollars, euro, British pound. So you're going to need some of the fiat money at some point to pay some of your employees who might not be ready to receive crypto, or pay some other of your vendors that are not set up to receive crypto. So yes, so it'll be very easy for you to transact and go back and forth, having some some cryptocurrencies and changing it back into fiat and using it out of your company's bank accounts. So very easy. They support pretty much all the wallets. I mean, when you look at it here, you have like the Coinbase, Exodus, MetaMask, Gemini, Kraken, Binance, Trust wallet. I mean, they're virtually compatible with pretty much every wallet that exists out there. So that's the great thing about this. And whenever you do the registration with Bitpay, and I think that's an important point, is you take care of the legality of things. It's a little bit like signing up with Visa or MasterCard. They register your transactions. Everything is legit. Because technically you could open a MetaMask, and ask someone like, hey, here's my address, send me the payment. But it doesn't get registered by a third-party company like Bitpay. And in many cases, and including the US and some other countries, it is kind of borderline. It's not exactly, you're not supposed to do that, because the government could say like, hey, what are you trying to do? You're trying to do some shady business here. You're trying to not register with us your transactions. With Bitpay, they're going to ask you for a bunch of documents. They're going to do a full KYC, which is know your customer. And during that KYC process, which is very quick, I mean, I did it myself for one of our businesses, so that now we can accept crypto. Literally, we're talking just a few minutes, if you have your documents in order, that is, of course. But you can upload the PDF, you can upload JPEGs, taking a photo of the documents. They're going to need to have a copy of your passport, your company registration, and a few other documents that they ask you, some utility bills to verify the address of the company and a few other things. But literally, we're talking like 5-10 minute process max to register with Bitpay. After that, they do a review for about a week. And once the review is done, if everything is cleared, you're good to go. You can start accepting payments. So very quick, very painless, and you can do that from your phone. You can do that from your computer. They have everything available.
Okay, cool. So in summary, so with Bitpay, you've got faster transactions, much faster transactions, reliable transactions. You've got lower fees than traditional, methods of payment. You've got worldwide transactions with same ease as doing, whether you've got, you're doing a transaction with your neighbor or you're doing a transaction with someone 10,000 miles away. It's virtually the same, right? And, you've got secure and straightforward transactions. So end to end, cut out the middlemen, very secure, ultimate security. And that's really, the benefits here, the primary benefits. So what other questions do you have, Colton?
Yeah, from my standpoint, as we've talked in previous episodes, I'm fairly new to this. This is why I'm here with you guys. You guys are, teaching me and showing me things. One of the questions I have is you kind of have to help me with the lingo. What's the difference between crypto? What's the difference between coin? What's a token? What's an ICO? I know what an ICO is, but can you kind of elaborate on that,
I can jump in, first there. So I think crypto, when people think of the term crypto, they think, immediately digital, right? Yes, but you got to really think of the root of the word crypto, which really is, a person or a thing that adheres or belongs secretly, to, a group or a party or something like that. So I think, it's important that while we realize that, hey, the word crypto means, digital and that's what we've come to know, it also symbolizes, hey, we're not doing the same thing, the same institutional stuff that everybody's doing. This is something, you've got privacy, secrecy, you've got something here on your own that you're creating. You don't have to work through a traditional bank. You can have, in essence, your own little bank, right? So that's really, when I think of crypto, that's really what I think, more than even, the digital aspect of it. The digital aspect of it just brings it to the times and brings it secure and things like that, right?
Yes, sir.
So, when you get into the terminology of tokens and coins and thing, I think that's, pretty simple. When it comes to, a coin, you've got, a coin like an Ethereum, or like a Bitcoin, which most people know.
Yes, sir.
And these are the assets. So the coin itself, backed by a blockchain, is the asset. When you're talking about a token, you're talking about something that represents an underlying asset, but the token itself is not the asset, right?
Yes, sir.
So you've got an example like Decentraland that has a token that allows you to own a percentage of real estate, but the real estate is the asset. The token itself is just a representation percentage-wise at some level of that asset.
Okay.
And as far as, initial coin offering and things like that, I think, Boris is probably more suited to speak towards that. So before I, say something that he's better at, let's let him speak about that,
Well, the ICO is the initial coin offering, and that's pretty much how most of the companies out there that launched either a coin or a token, that's how they financed themselves. So it's very similar to an IPO for a company where they issue stock and they, sell that stock, so they get some financing, so they have money, to pay their developers to keep on developing the platform that they're sitting on and doing different things. So it's usually they'll take maybe, 5, 10, 20, whatever, 30% of the tokens or the coins that they have, and they will do an initial coin offering. So they'll put it on one or several exchanges, and people will start buying from them those coins or those tokens. And of course, that puts liquidity in their hands. That gives them money to pay all those people. Now, that's where we're having all those issues with the SEC right now. Yeah. The Securities Exchange Commission going after Ripple, going after Uniswap, going after everybody, and they're wanting to regulate the whole cryptocurrency world, because they're like, hey, if you are doing an initial coin offering, it's almost like an IPO, so it's a security, and basically we need to regulate that. So that's where the big debate is right now on ICOs. Now, with what just happened, with the SEC versus Ripple and a few other things happening, I think any company, especially the ones that are based in the US, they're going to be extremely, extremely careful, about doing an ICO right now. I don't think we're going to see too many ICOs out of the US right now, because I think they're going to wait for clarity. They're going to wait for Congress to pass some laws, to start, regulations are coming to crypto. And I mean, in a way, it's probably a good thing, because then it won't be so much the Wild West anymore.
Yeah.
There will be some regulation, not too many regulations, but just some clarity on what is legal, not legal, what you can or cannot do. And probably the ICOs might have to register to be registered with the SEC, so that they will get their cut or whatever, and they'll regulate those things. After that, once those coins have been, sold to other people and the coins are exchanged between people, then they become really a currency. So they won't be a security, like traditional stock market, or the stocks, are usually considered, even when you sell them, they're still considered a security. I think it's only the initial coin offering that will be considered cell of security, and probably after that it will turn into a currency. And that's the reason why, Bitcoin, for instance, has never been considered by the SEC as a security, because there was never an ICO. Bitcoin is mined, meaning that you are using powerful graphic cards to calculate very complex, very complex equations and mathematical things that will mine the Bitcoins. So it was never, sold by someone to someone. It was actually just basically computer time, calculating and mining, those Bitcoins. That's why they couldn't say that it was an ICO, because there was no ICO for Bitcoin.
Gotcha. And thank you, Jeff and Boris. I appreciate that. That really helped, kind of understand the difference between crypto, coins, tokens, and ICO. So I appreciate that. My next question kind of goes to what you showed us on BitPay. I have a digital wallet, on my phone with my iPhone. I have my debit card, credit card. But can you kind of explain, what a digital wallet is in crypto? I notice it's not what, you have on your iPhone. There's different apps for it. Can you kind of elaborate on that for me?
Sure. Do you want to go, Jeff, or you want me to answer that?
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Boris. You're good.
Yeah. I mean, the way it works is, so you have two types pretty much of wallets. You have the ones that are sitting on an exchange, and they're sitting at Coinbase, or they're sitting at Binance, at Kraken, at Voyager. I mean, there are many exchanges. And so that wallet is on their server. It's in their hands. If they do get attacked, or if they're brought down, potentially you could lose your money. I mean, they're extremely secured. Coinbase is a gigantic company, so is Binance. Those companies are pretty stable, pretty serious, but there is always a risk. Whenever you have an Atomic wallet or MetaMask or a few of those others, that wallet doesn't sit, in a company. It actually sits on your phone, or it sits on your computer. It's also, usually it's decentralized. So it's what you call a hot wallet, meaning that it is online at all times. You can access it at any time from many devices, but no one is controlling this. So it's virtually the same thing than having a wallet in your pocket with all your money inside that wallet. So you really control that wallet, I mean, there's no run on the bank if you have all your money, under your mattress. I mean, you have all your money with you.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this.
The last thing that exists is the cold wallet. And that is more like those keys, you have the key ledger and treasure or trezor. And you have a few different ones out there. They're like hardware keys, where the thing gets recorded on the key, and then you take the key off your computer and you put it in your safe. And basically it's sitting in that key. So it's offline and becomes impossible to hack, because it is offline at that point.
Okay, now that's interesting. Now, I know on our previous videos you kind of talked about, the exchanges, having a fee for being on there. Is there a fee for any type of these wallets? Do they keep any percentage of Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever you have? Is there a fee or no?
No, I mean, the Atomic wallets, MetaMask, all that is free.
Okay.
There are no costs to it. The ones for Ledger, you just have the hardware key that you have to buy. They cost anywhere between $50 to $150, depending on the different models. The only thing you have as a very, very small fee is whenever you send cryptocurrencies between exchange. So basically, let's say you have bought 1,000 XRPs and you want to send it from Coinbase to your MetaMask. Well, or to your Atomic wallet, you're going to have a very small fee to send it from, probably something in the neighborhood of like, 10 cents or, 50 cents to send it from Coinbase to your personal wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And the day you want to sell it, you're probably going to send it back to Coinbase to be sold.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, you'll have also, a small fee for sending. It's mainly the network that's charging you. It's neither Coinbase nor Atomic that is charging you. If it is XRP, then it's the XRP ledger that's charging you, for sending. But they're going to charge you, let's say, 10 cents one way and 10 cents back the other way. So it's going to be minuscule. I mean, it's going to be very, very small.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you're familiar.
That's the only fee you're going to encounter.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with Venmo or Cash App, but with Venmo and Cash App, there's it depends, but it's a 3 to 5% transaction fee. So, with crypto, it sounds like it's only, going to be 70 cents. So if you have $100 transaction you're trying to send someone on Venmo, that's a large amount of money being taken out versus sending something crypto related. That's pretty interesting. So my last question to you guys is I know we're running out of time here, is why would a company, a business, an organization want to accept cryptocurrency? Jeff said earlier, the whole world's not up to speed. Why would a company want to start doing this right now,
Well,
Jeff?
I think, when I said the whole world isn't up to speed, I think enough of the world is up to speed. And I think the rest of the world is catching up fast. And I think we're a matter of years, and not many, many years, So I think it's advantageous, for companies to, I wouldn't even say get ahead of the curve. I mean, it is somewhat when you talk about the masses adopting this. So yes, you are getting ahead of the curve, but, there's already companies doing this. So, I mean, you saw the list of names, the brands that are doing this. So I think, it just, if you're going to accept, all of these, other forms of payment that we've all, come to know, at some point this is going to be, an issue with some customers, that say, hey, I want to pay in cryptocurrency, and you don't offer that. And at some point even, and maybe even now, you have situations where people will take their business elsewhere and say, hey, I'd rather, if they believe that much in cryptocurrency, like I'd rather buy from someone who takes it,
Yes, sir. That makes sense. Yeah. Now, Boris, do you want to add anything to that,
No, I think like Jeff said, it's catching up real quick. There was a very important report that came out the other day that the adoption of crypto is almost twice as fast as the adoption for the internet.
Wow. Yeah.
So that means that it's going to go extremely fast. Not too many people know when the internet was born. It's considered to be 1983. Which is the birth of the actual internet. And when you look at it, by 93, 10 years later, a few people at CompuServe, a few people at AOL. By the end of the 90s, early 2000, I mean, it was everywhere. Everybody was using the internet pretty much. All transactions, the website, Amazon, I mean, all those things were out. So it took 17 years, roughly, to really explode. We are basically on... The Bitcoin was created in 2009, and we are in 2021. So that means that we're about 12 years, into it. At the rate of adoption, it'll probably be, another 3-4 years, and it's going to be everywhere. You're going to see everybody accepting Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies in general, not just Bitcoin, but the major cryptocurrencies. And people are going to transact. And once they're going to realize how easy it is, they'll never go back. I mean, who wants to go down, to Western Union, spend 20 minutes in line, fill out a bunch of forms, pay them a fortune to send money to your family down in Argentina, in India, whatever, any country in the world, where you could do it from your phone within literally seconds, and they get it in seconds.
Yeah.
You know, and for a fee, I mean, literally you could transfer, you know, I mean, I'm not saying that people will send $1 million to their family, but you could send $1 million or $100 million to the other side of the world using, let's say, XRP, and your cost is going to be like 50 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's it.
And ironically, it's because of tools like the internet, you know, that existed first and birthed, you know, social media and platforms, you know, like Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, you know, WhatsApp, these type of Twitter, you know, platforms that people can, you know, share information faster, quicker, you know, YouTube, as we're right here, you know, through Google, you know. So the thing is that these tools, ironically birthed from the existence of the internet, are what allow, you know, things like this to spread faster, you know, crypto, you know, because if you think, you know, it makes sense, you know, when the internet was born in 1993, you know, there was, you know, there was no internet infrastructure yet to let people know through the internet about the internet. You know, you had to, you know, you had to pull your Herbie over and go to the payphone and call people and tell them, right? So.
And that's a great point, Jeff. And that's the reason why they discovered that the adoption is much faster, is because, I mean, what do we all have in our hands, you know, all day long? You know, those phones, you know, those phones sitting right in your hand, and those cryptos, you know, they are, you know, those wallets, they're sitting on your phone. You know, so you can use it anytime, anywhere. You can send, receive money extremely fast. So that's why the adoption is much faster than the internet, because yes, the infrastructure is already there. The internet, the computers, the mobile phones, everything is already here. So it's a very easy transition. A little bit like Netflix, you know, it's very easy today because everybody's got fiber at home or has got some fast internet connection, you know. Netflix was not possible in 1993 because the internet lines were very slow, you know, just regular phone lines, and it was just going too slow for movies, especially in HD.
And even later down the line, you know, when Netflix, you know, did, you know, start, even they still had to start with DVDs. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I don't know if y'all remember, but I remember, you know, I got to pick my 3 DVDs for the month, right? Or what? Are you on the 2 DVD or the 3 DVD plan, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that was good. I think we've gone over everything. I don't think there's any other subject, or unless you have anything else, Colton.
No, I know we're pretty long. I think we're over 30 minutes for the video, so I didn't want to ask any more.
Okay, no problem. Well, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Colton.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the next video from Kryptonite.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.